Today's country and your all-time favorites, 95.1 The Bull, 8:35 here on the Morning Roundup. And joining us here for our community conversation here this morning, I have our Nashville musician here waving hi to us on our video, which we'll have posted here at 951thebull.com. I have Nick Johnson joining me. Nick, thanks for joining me today. Pleasure.
Rob, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that mic down, get you a little closer.
So appreciate you having me over here today. Really, really do. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You came recommended, of course, by our own loyal listener here, Levon Suhr, who's giving us the opportunity to hear from you as well, coming over here. And of course, we'll talk about why you're here in Northeast Iowa. But first of all, kind of tell us about yourself and where you come from and how you've gone to through music here.
Well, I'm originally from New York, Brooklyn, New York, to be specific. I've been all over. I played in LA. I lived there for a long time, moved to Nashville. I've done a lot of studio work, live work. I have some stuff in movies as well. A couple of movies. If you go to my website, nickjohnsonband.com, you can check those things out. I'm working on a new EP, but I wound up getting into Nashville just simply because I needed a change and a new thing to do. And I wanted to be in where the hub was happening. And that seems to be the natural thing to do if you want to get into music right now. I mean, the two hubs that I think of right off the bat at the top usually is Nashville, and then you have Austin just beneath that as well. We do. I mean, LA as well. New York is still a hub, but I think that Nashville is just such a huge musical community and so many great musicians that are there and so many things that go on there. So it's a logical place to go if you want to test your merit, if you will.
Yeah, and then some people, and I know this from one of our sister stations, Morning Guy. He's of course very frequent to Nashville, and there's usually the different areas of Nashville, which some would be a little more frequent than others, and then others not so much. And those are kind of the hidden gems in Nashville that you definitely want to check out when you're coming through town.
Yeah, and you're definitely seeing a shift in Nashville now. Obviously, you're seeing the music changing. You're seeing different kinds of music being there. You were just there.
Yeah. It's very fun town there, and it's just, again, it's not just the music. It's also some of the various landmarks and little places in between that you don't know so much about, and it's well worth looking into.
Well, I mean, historically also,
and I love history too, and that's a big thing for me.
Musically, there's just so much, and so I mean, from Chet Atkins to Jerry Reed to it just continuously goes down the line.
And of course, I love more the behind the scenes stuff, like of course the countrypolitan Billy Sherrill, of course, famous there in Nashville, and so many recordings that he did over the years.
So many great musicians.
Absolutely. Nick Johnson's joining us here this morning of Nick Johnson Band here on 95.1 The Bull, and of course, you've got your band here, and of course, here in Northeast Iowa. How did this come about? You're coming here.
All right. Well, I have obviously played here many times with the Corey Farley Band as well, right?
The Corey Farley, very popular, by the way, here in Northeast Iowa. Frequents a lot of the fairs and small town celebrations.
Absolutely. Also, I want to give a shout out to those guys, to Corey, to Vern Sorahorse, and Noah Tank, who are my boys. I love you guys. And really just had culminated a lot of friends in the community, obviously coming and playing through 4 years. And just wanted to come back. I've met a lot of the kids here. I've become involved in some of the kids in the band and those kind of things. And at the essence of everything that I really try and do, without sounding too hippie-ish or anything, I want to spread love. I want to see the more communities boosting each other up and raising each other up. I think it's integral to the fabric of our society right now. And I think that where's the best way to do it is to try to get with music, obviously, because it's just such a universal thing. And I just think that especially in smaller towns, because I've gotten to visit smaller towns, it's harder. It's not harder to get out now, but it's hard to say, you want to become a guitar player. Well, how do you do that if you're sitting in some place where no one knows? and you want to try and figure that out and try to help.
Yeah, and I'm a huge advocate of music as well. I mean, of course, we have a very good relationship here in New Hampton with New Hampton's music department. Justin Adam, for example, great guy, comes from a wealth of musical background, in him teaching the bands how to play music and stuff. Just was over at the cafe here just not that long ago with the kids, and it's always a great occasion to see local and live music from kids who are striving to get to that next level.
And I'm a teacher. I've been teaching privately. I ran a school of rock. I was a GM of a school of rock. So
I love the School of Rock. I've seen the School of Rock in action at Lollapalooza years ago, and it amazes me the level of talent that you find in some of these kids.
Yep.
And it's not just rock music. They will cross over into pop and country as well.
At 100%. And I also want to give a shout out to Gail Allison, who is one of the reasons why I am here, and she's retiring as well. Mm-hmm. And I want to give her just the service that she's given to the kids and over the years. Gail, thank you.
Absolutely. Nick Johnson here, Nick Johnson Band here on 95.1 The Bull. And I believe that you are going to be doing a performance for the kids today.
What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through a couple of songs with the kids. So we have 2 songs planned. Should I tell the audience what we're doing?
Go
we're
for
going to be
it.
Playing a little Elvis Jailhouse Rock, and then we're going to go to the new Elvis, Bruno Mars, and we're going to do and we're going to do a little bit of that. And actually, if you look at them statistically, they both really are close in terms of what they've accomplished in terms of singles and things like that.
Not just Elvis. I mean, I get that hint of he's got that 80s, 90s influence on him, especially a little bit of Michael Jackson in there, which is fantastic. And I love his music. I love it.
And if you haven't checked him out, when he was 4 years old, if you go onto YouTube,
I know exactly. I know he had a bit part. It was a bit part in Honeymoon in Vegas, if I remember, the Nick Cage movie. Yep. He was also doing, I want to say it was on a local, or it was some sort of TV talk show where he came on and he did his Elvis impression.
And it's fantastic.
It is. He's got it right down to the sneer, right down there. And what other stuff? Be performing some of your own material?
We may. I think what I really want to do with this school thing is just to focus in on talking with the kids and just getting a rapport and just let's see what goes on and just talk about how you can get into this and how you if you want to. But the larger thing is this: when I go out on the road, I hear lots of people tell me, man, I used to play music or I used to play an instrument and I don't anymore. And I wish that I did.
I was in that category. I played piano, jazz piano up through high school. And then it just kind of fell off after that because, sometimes your career goes in a different direction. I originally wanted to go into audio production, noticed a lot of math was involved. And I was like, you know what? I'll try this radio thing. It's just pushing buttons and talking to people, informing the public. I think I can do that. And sure enough, I'm here.
Well, and I mean, but you took the chance. But my thing is when you have still loved to be able to, play.
There have always been dreams. There's always been dreams.
And I'm not saying professionally. I'm saying it's just something that you do because you just enjoy doing it, you know, and that it's just something that you can pursue and try to become good at.
Yeah.
And you don't have to become professional at it, but to be able to sit down and grab a guitar at a campfire or just to share that, it's a great thing. And I would love, I just hear it so much that I'd like to hear it less or more people saying, I'm still holding on to that and I'm trying to play. You don't have to be, Stevie Ray Vaughan or, Chet Atkins to play, just play.
Well, yeah. And it leads me to my next topic here, Nick, on, of course, the biggest thing in the past couple of weeks was like, now we have the advancement of AI technology and how far things can go now as we get into what can be done with music and stuff. What would be your hot take on that?
I'm going to give this. My hot take on lots of things is this: likes can be bought, views can be bought, and that automatically takes the viability of those things, I think, away.
I think that just the natural talent of some people, that stuff that you can't get artificially from a piece of software stuff, you don't get the genuineness. And I do pick up on that when you hear these things that come out on YouTube and stuff. It's like, I don't feel the heart. I don't feel the soul. There's something missing there.
I was going to say, and Victor Wooten, I don't know if you know who Victor Wooten is, but for any of you guys, he's a fantastic bass player. Okay? And he's out of Nashville. But one thing that he says, and I'm going to steal it from when I wanted to give him credit for it, people don't remember necessarily what you play, right? But they remember how you made them feel.
Mhm.
And I think that that's a huge thing with AI that it can never be duplicated.
Right. Exactly.
I hope that I'm not getting too crazy here. I'm just saying it can't be duplicated. The human connection is something that we've had for thousands and thousands of years.
And that circles back to, of course, which is kind of like almost like the philosophy of country music. And you hear it several times. 3 chords and the truth is what it really boils down to when you want to write a song to the people.
Mm-hmm. Why does a Haggard song hit you?
Mm-hmm.
Because he lived that.
Right. Exactly. Hank Sr., he lived it. That's prime example right there.
And so you have to, I think that there's certain truth in those things that you cannot get from AI or something that's, generated by a computer. Again, they have their time and their place, and perhaps we're allowing them to be, taking a little bit more liberty than we probably should. But again, the big thing is what's real. Is it likes on, are you putting out a video? Are you making a song because you want people to like it? Or are you making a song because you believe in it and you think that message is important and you want to get it out there and you'll do anything that it takes to get out there? That's the real question.
Nick Johnson joining us once again here. Nick Johnson Band here on 95.1 The Bull. Once again, your performance at New Hampton School. What time?
1:30 today at New Hampton. Where are we at?
In the
Fredericksburg Middle School.
Oh, Fredericksburg Middle School.
Mm-hmm. And can I give a bunch of thanks to some people, or do we have time
to go ahead. Let's run down the list here.
Hey, thank you to Gail Allison. I want to thank Ed and Levon at the Suhr Dairy, and Edie, of course, Suhr, James and Amanda Franson, Shelley Buckley, Aiden Sullivan, Brian and Brett Willie, Heather Maurer at Rapid Printing for doing all the stuff she did. And like I said, and my boys in the band, Brian Powell and Carlos Guevara and Adam McEwen at Demivada, everybody who helped us out, and my wife, Rachel Johnson, who happens to be here. And truthfully, I want to say to the guys, everybody out there in Iowa, I really totally appreciate you guys. You guys have always been kind to me no matter what. And, looking forward to, playing for you and doing hopefully a lot more over the years. I'm available for acoustics, play with a full band, whatever you need, we'll be here.
Absolutely. Nick Johnson joining us once again, Sumner Fredericksburg Middle School, 1:30 p.m. Your performance there for the kids there. And
then Suhr Dairy, May 6th.
That's happening, of course, the following day.
Park.
Edie's graduation, if you have not yet, make sure to check out after. I believe you're doing a public appearance. What time is roundabout? I
think that one starts at 6. I think it opens at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so plan on that. If you can't make it there with the kids there, the following day, of course, Suhr Dairy in Fredericksburg. So,
and it's Levon's and Ed's 25th anniversary.
25th, yes, Levon. Congratulations on that. And final things, rubbing shoulders with people in Nashville. Anybody in particular that we may be familiar with? You've come across in the past?
We've gotten to meet lots of cool people. I'm trying to think of somebody where I was just absolutely, like smitten.
Because you've seen this when you hit in Nashville, of course, on Broadway, some of the hottest joints. You never know who you rub into.
I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if you guys know, but Marty Stewart.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
his guitar player is a guy named Kenny Vaughn, who I absolutely adore. And I love his playing. I just love him, just as his. I've gotten to meet him. I've not hung out with him. I don't know him, but I've gotten to meet him. And the funny thing is playing on 12th Street in a tiny place with 20 people, just because, again, gets back to the truth in a way, right? He has to do it. That's what he does.
Yeah, excellent.
And I think that's a great way, right? Yeah, that's what you have to do.
And of course, a piece of excellence here we get into now. Want to get into some of your work here. You did a project here with someone that I am kind of a little bit familiar with. I used to work, of course, in Mason City at Kiss Country there. I think I might have run into her at one point, Justine Blazer. Now, let's talk about this song that you have with her, a little bit about it and how it came to be there.
Okay. We went into the studio. I co-write with Justine occasionally. Actually, we're going to go in and do something for her new record that's coming out. So I'll be on May 10th. We're going to do a writing session and hopefully get something for her new record. But we just, she produced a few of the new tracks that I have on the last one. I'm producing my new EP, which is kind of cool. We didn't get into that.
Oh yeah.
But we just started just playing and getting into that. And this song came about, which is a song called Done, Done, Done. And just about really, as we all get, people who, there are fake people out there, and you know, and then people tell you things that you want to hear sometimes, and it's better off sometimes not to listen to those things, and you know, follow your heart.
The old ignorance is bliss kind of thing. So
amen.
Yeah. So Nick, we get into that one. And again, thank you for joining us this morning and tell us more about yourself and your appearance here in Northeast Iowa. And hopefully come around next time around, we'll hear more from you.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hold you. You're going to put this new single out for me when you'll be the first one to play.
You got me chained to the control board.
I love it. And thank you, Rob. Thank you so much.
Okay, sounds good. Nick Johnson once again here, and his latest project that he did with Justine Blazer. It's called Done, Done, Done.